This is Clix on the Barbie. Join us as we talk about Clix in Australia, current Heroclix happenings, and a dash of meta. Welcome to Clix on the Barbie. My name's Ben Jones, and my co-hosts tonight are Raf Souza, who likes to play his widows when he gets a chance. And joining us tonight for the first time is Chris Rizzi, who's going to be a dad sometime very soon. And
well,
so
I am a dad now, so
a dad again, which is more mischief in the world, which I like. We're here to talk about Heroclix, the Heroclix scene in Australia, and a whole lot of other Heroclix related discussions. Tonight, as we start, we thought we'd run Chris through our 4 questions and find out a little bit more about him. So, Chris, my first question is, how did you get into Heroclix, and how long have you been playing for?
how I got into Heroclix, well, this goes back to, I think it was around the Incredible Hulk Superman sets. So when you first came out with the Oreo dials,
Yes.
that's when I started playing. For years and years, I've always been trying to find a hobby to do. And I saw some guy selling some Heroclix on buy sell page, and I bought a bunch off of them, and then I found a couple stores I played, and yeah, that's pretty much history for that.
Wow, so just sort of randomly brought some and thought, I'll try this out.
Pretty much. I had other things going on, and then I thought this was a good outlet, because I do like playing games. I love superheroes, and yeah, I thought it was a fun time.
Excellent. I think that's why I got into it too. It's that good merger of something strategic and fun to play, but it had my superheroes that I enjoyed playing with, so I can totally understand that. Second question I have for you is, what is your preferred play style? So, how do you play? What do you like to do?
Well, I'd have to say that playstyle is usually try to get into the center as best as possible, try to flank my opponent as best I can, and usually try to throw everything I can at him is pretty much my playstyle.
Nowadays, you better get straight to the face of them instead of the middle now. Now the game is done.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. I like my alpha teams, where you got the one big guy and then you got maybe 2 or 3 support guys. But that's pretty much just throw it in and then start rolling dice. That's my favorite part.
Do you have a format you like to play more often? Are you build a 500-point theme team, or is it 300-point modern? What do you like doing?
It's usually what we play down here in Melbourne is 300-point modern or sealed 300 points. It's usually one of those two when we can play. And I've had one of my guys that I play with, he's like, oh, well, you can always know what Chris is going to play, because it's usually going to be a chase and 2 super airs. That's what it always is, according to him. And I have to say, he was a little bit right. So, yeah.
Do you get to play much with like at home games, or?
I've tried teaching my wife a little bit, and she's not bad, but I've got to teach her a little bit more styles on how to play, I think. Yeah.
You know, funny story is that when I started playing, I also teach my wife.
Yep.
And we started with I think like 2 starter sets. It was Batman. I gave her Batman, and I used it like the Thor one. and she was consistently beating me. And I was like,
Okay.
I
really?
hate this game, right? So why I cannot beat her? Like that doesn't make sense. I was like all confused about stealth because like the whole Batman stuff had stealth and this kind of thing. And I was like, it's not possible. Like she's doing nothing. She has no strategy. She's just shooting me, and I'm losing game after game after game. I was almost like giving up Heroclix because like she was just beating me, and then I think it motivated me to get better and better, and then I started beating her, and she gave up the game. So.
Oh, okay. When that happened, were you both starting out at the same point, or was this you had already had some experience?
No,
and
then
brought her into it?
I brought home because I started playing like with the guys at stores and this kind of thing, and like getting better and better, and just got home and said, okay, now let me show you this new trick, and then I said, okay, just ruined the fun.
Oh no, that's good.
At least you got to play multiple games with your wife. My
Yeah,
wife
I
played
did.
one game. My wife played one game with me and she beat me and said, "That's it. I'm not playing again. I'm a household champion." And she's still our household champion. She's undefeated.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't overly happy, but I'll one day maybe get her into another game, see if I can tie it up.
But you have your kid, right? You can play with him. So
I'm fortunate, to have my son who enjoys playing and can play quite regularly. So
yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. So Chris, what's your favorite set and why?
Oh, that's a real tough question.
You can have multiple sets if you want, but
Yeah, I would say Black Panther and the Avengers set. Just because there's a lot of cosmic out there, and there's just a lot of teams you can build from that set, which I thought was really good.
was a really
you'd have
strong set.
the Black Panther. Yeah, you'd have the Ultra Chase Thanos. He's so much fun to play with. But then you had the Spider-Man, the Captain America with the time gem and
in the power gem, right?
Yeah, and the power gem. Yeah, no, I thought that set was pretty good. Trying to think of another set that I really enjoyed. I'd have to say the Superman set. There was one piece in there. It was one of the chases. The Superman, not the Son of Krypton.
The one that was. That was a really good set. I enjoyed playing that one overall. It's pieces like Queen of Fables, who was just something different and unique. That was a good set, actually.
Yeah, it's a piece of my ship, Superman. And I love that piece. I mean, the points, 107 points. It's kind of weird-ass points back then, but I really love that, how you started off with holding a standard object, and then it didn't count against your object limit. And that piece I really loved. And I think a lot of my friends back home just hated seeing me every week with it.
Got sick and tired of seeing it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I can't even find it. Long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Have a look. Okay, and as we continue on, what is a favorite? So that was your favorite set. So I was going to say, what's your favorite piece, or what's your favorite Clix of now? I guess in modern and of all time. So obviously that Superman's up there.
Yeah, that Superman's up there. The Ultra Chase Thanos. I've enjoyed playing him, although I don't bring him out that much anymore. Yeah,
he might be viable again. I think he might be viable.
I think he might be.
Yeah.
The Star Fox I played for the Nationals 2 years ago now, I really enjoyed playing him with Mr. Oz and the Astronomer. I thought that was pretty good.
That's a nice
Um,
combination.
Yeah, I, me and Terry went back and forth on this last week, and I figure I could have got him if I had a better pull against Anthony. But the night before we played Nationals, I played against Anthony with my team. He played his. I beat him that first night. He beat me the second day, so that's kind of how I got thrown out of Nationals. But
Aha.
yeah, I really enjoyed that team. I was really happy with it. So
I think that's
yeah,
part of what we look to do is be happy with the teams that we play. I was listening to someone and they sort of said, play the best team. If you don't want to play the best team, obviously you don't want to win. And I don't know if that's quite right. I just like to I also like just to play a team that I enjoy to play, not just because it's the best team. So there,
yeah,
and I think I like that about what we have in 300 Point Modern at the moment. There is such a variety of teams you can play that you can find the style that you like, and it can still be successful. So
yeah. Well,
it's good.
especially when we have 20 sets right now that are modern.
Yeah, a crazy number that they only with a
Yeah,
limited rotation. There's so much out there.
yeah. I mean, everything from what's the cutoff? Rebirth, I think.
Yeah, I think will be rebirth up.
Yeah.
Rebirth up.
So I mean,
There's plenty to build with, and it's looking really good for building just a whole range and variety of teams.
yeah.
Excellent. Well, thanks for sharing with us, Chris, about yourself and what
Oh,
you
thank you.
what you enjoy about Heroclix. And I guess we'll get on to some discussions about Heroclix play. Chris, you live in Melbourne. Are you guys playing regularly there at the moment at a shop or anywhere? And if so, tell us about it.
So I live outside of Melbourne, about an hour and a half away from the store that we play at. It's called Cardtastic in Clayton, the little suburb. We have roughly 5 players when everyone can come out. Right now, it's every 2 weeks we try to get together. Because of buses and trains having construction issues, it's been a couple months in between sometimes. So we try to get out there as much as we can. So yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so Cardtastic.
Yep.
Just wanted to keep my ear out for when if I come to Melbourne again.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I really enjoy trying to get to shops if I can play. If I can find a place to play, I'm going to do it. So that if I come to Melbourne, which I'm not sure when that will be. Yeah, I'll certainly look it up.
Yeah. Well, we did have Ben come out. It's got to be, I think, a year now since he's been out here. But he came out and played with us for a weekend. It was good.
Oh,
Excellent.
it being Bobby? Bobby came, right?
Oh, Bobby, yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby, yeah.
Oh,
Bobby.
Yeah.
I remember,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Bobby
was
gets
fun.
around. He's been here too. He's actually come to my house to play. He was
Oh,
up in the area one
nice.
time, so that
Oh,
was.
that's cool.
He came to work, and I said, "Oh, well, I live 40 minutes out of Adelaide, and in the sort of start to country." And I was like, "Well, I live here," and he goes, "Oh, well, that's where I had my business to do." So that was
Nice.
very convenient. Very convenient. We haven't played at our shop in the last couple of weeks. We've had a bit of hiatus as the Wonder Woman set's dropped and trying to just work out the next phase of our team playing. We're looking at having a Wonder Woman sealed on the June the 6th, which will be our first chance to see again where everyone's heading, and as we continue to try to build our group. So
I can see stuff here in Sydney is still going on, so I can see the guys playing on stores and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, it seems
good.
that every couple of weeks they're having games, and I know that I think at Brendan, he's at Galaxy.
Yes, right.
They're having a sealed. I don't know if they had it this weekend.
They had this weekend, yeah.
So I'd be interested to know. Maybe have to get in touch with one of them and find out how.
I think
those
someone pulled a scarab.
A scarab.
Yeah.
Yes,
Lucky
I pulled a
pull.
scarab. Yeah, we got our Alan and myself got our cases. Been last Friday, so Friday fortnight. And I was fortunate enough to pull a scarab, so
Yeah.
it was really good. But I only got 4 super rares in my case, which was very sad.
Well, that's no good.
So it
Yeah,
means so far we have probably 3 scarabs in Australia, right?
Yeah, and so that's the interesting thing. We were talking about this with playing Australia. Is the reason we have, I guess, a local kind of meta. Like we have because you just can't get hands on the pieces that you want. I can't get my hands on 5 Dark Phoenixes.
Yeah.
And if I ask, oh, can I borrow some Dark Phoenixes from you? You're going to go, no, because
No.
I need to use those Dark Phoenixes.
Yeah. How many do you have now, Raf? 6 or 7?
Oh, I have 3.
I have 2.
I couldn't get my hands on the 4th one. I was trying to get the 4th one, and then I said, "Oh, okay, that's all right." So I'm happy with 3 now. So,
but it creates this real creates the play where you're building from what you have, because it's harder to say, can I borrow from you, can I borrow from you, can I borrow from you, to build that team. So you go, as you say, we're going, oh, there's 3 scarabs in Australia that we know of, and going, they'll probably not ever get to be 2 onto 1 team, because I'm going to go, well, I would like to use my scarab. And so having that, not that many people, we don't have that wider pool of that, if you know what I'm saying.
yeah, and that's one of the things that we can discuss here, like that we have a very peculiar meta here, right? I mean, I was just wondering how prepared we are with this like very small group that we have, that we just play amongst ourselves, and mainly like, 3 or 4 guys playing each other. How much we are prepared against, like, the guys in the rest of the world, in the US and stuff, that they are playing like, hundreds of people, something like this.
I think, and with Roll20 being a real thing now, like it wasn't like people probably went on there and did some practice before everyone got locked down, but it's certainly become one of those things that we're all playing. So it's changed a bit of how I've played, and I've learnt a lot just by playing games against other people that as you see different strategies being played. So I think that's one thing. When you play against the same person or same few people all the time, you sort of get to know them really well and get an understanding of how they'll play. So and then you tend to tailor your team to their play style so that you can. So playing against a whole lot of different people and online gives you that opportunity to learn those different styles. And what I found is when I've come back to play, I'll use Alan as my example. Alan and I have played Heroclix together for 15 years. We know each other pretty much inside out. We have a really good understanding of how each of us plays.
Yep.
I've gone and played the Prince tournament, played Make It Meta tournament, and it changed how I played. And usually it would be, I guess, a 3-turn battle type thing. First turn, move out, or equip. Second turn, move to a bit better position. And third turn, okay, then I'll start acting. I found myself going, cool, I'm going to move here, and then next turn, bang, straight in. Doing that second turn alpha striking type stuff. With teams, I wouldn't usually expect it to happen, but I'm getting into it. I found myself to speed up my play, I think. Because there's a difference between playing at home to playing in a tournament. You've only got the time.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And so the teams, I was thinking about this over the weekend. I played a 3-hour game on the weekend. It was only a 300-point game, but we played it right out to the end. And until one person, everything died. So it's not about earning points. It didn't matter how many Amazons, no, not Amazons. He was playing Wakandan, so Wakandan people he brought out. I could kill them off, but I wasn't earning points for them. It was just more so it's the first person to be killed, which is totally different way to thinking to
Yeah.
a 300-point modern
There's a
game,
time
which
limit.
is which is like I haven't got time to waste. I need to get in there and fight, and I need to take something.
Yeah, but I mean, let's take into consideration the tournament that happened today, right? We built, let's say, we built some stuff, and then you go play against like international players, and they just have some stuff you never saw, you never imagined. So, do you think that this is something particular to us because like our group is small, or it's related to the game itself? Like there are like a lot of different people playing a lot of different stuff. So, do you think that the guys that are like the top players, they also get surprised with new stuff, or it's just because we don't have like such a large player base that we get more surprised, and probably that's why we don't have much chance against them, basically.
I would say that it's kind of twofold. For one, over in the States, you have groups like, I believe it's Phoenix Nest, or you have the Clix Mafia, I think is another one, or you got the Eagles on the West Coast. So you have your player bases that will pick teams and then they'll try to break them down. So you have the Scott Crampton and the Lucas. Who's the young kid?
So with Isaac, so you got the 4 Points Gaming Club,
Yeah.
which is Isaac and
Isaac.
Scott.
That's him. So then they're always.
I think Lucas
trying to,
is one of the Phoenix Nests. And...
Yeah, they're always trying to break each other's teams to figure out what works the best. So I think we don't have that big of a player base here to do that. Like my players down here in Melbourne, they're happy just to do casual, no meta stuff, nothing like that. So for me to play meta, I got to go on Roll20 and I got to play Raf or Terry, and then that takes time because you got to line up your times for zones and stuff like that. So and that's a toughie. It's then you start playing the same people and you start trying to
exactly
figure out different strategies to get around what you think might be a block and what might be or an attack coming from this side, and then you do get comfortable with the people you're playing with.
Yes. So, right.
Yeah.
Having the people to bounce off ideas off of, and so like, I'll be here at home and come up with an idea I think is really great, and then it's I've got like, well, I can always start to put it out there, but then I'm going, well, I don't want to put out my idea to the whole Heroclix community in Australia just in case it's a really good one and I can use that as my strategy. Like that's leading up to like nationals and things like that. So having those groups to bounce your ideas off and say, can I play against you and test this team out, and it's more, I guess, structured in some ways for them. We just don't have the numbers to bounce it off of each other. If I share it with everyone, or if I share it with a few people in Australia, I've shared it pretty much with everyone who plays. So I will build teams and bounce them off of Anthony and Alan. We've sort of worked out that we'll try to support each other in building teams and coming up with stuff together. And so we did that before the last nationals in 2019, and Anthony came up with an idea for his team, and I always felt really bad because I was sort of like, well, I would take that person out and put this person in because that would change how this works. And in the end, his team went really well. So
trust me, I know.
And I was against him playing Thanos at 110. I said no, that's too low, but he did really well with it. So so having those chances to bounce the ideas off of each other is really important, and then being able to practice against different formats. So if I have my team and I keep playing the same team each time, I'm not actually learning anything about what my team can do.
But don't you need to practice your team as well? So that's how do you actually know the balance between like I have to test my team to the limit and know every single movement I can do with my team, or up to the point that you need to change your team to practice something else. That what do you think about this?
Chris, do you want to go?
Yeah, well, going off of the 2019 Nationals, I played Anthony twice, and we pretty much both had the same team for Nat. So I mean, we were testing its stuff out. I remember when we were leaving the game store, and I remember talking to Chris, the other Chris, and kind of trying to bounce ideas off of him. I know he's not a total meta player, but for me down here, there was no one I could bounce ideas off. So I mean, I was going off of what I think might work off of HD Realms. I was looking at team builds from previous events and stuff like that. So it was an eye opener for the game I had against Anthony. It was really good. I mean, those two games were the most fun I've had for a long time playing that type of game, because it was...
Anthony is good fun to play with.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
100%.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah. I lost to him, but I was completely fine with that, because like it was so nice game. So it was really fun. Yeah.
And I think if we were to have a Nationals again, hopefully sometime soon, which is certainly something else to discuss, I think we'll be better placed for that, in that way, that we would go, hey, Nationals is coming out, Chris. I've got a team. I need to practice. Can we have a game? Because we can roll 20 first, and then if we've when we eventually meet up, we've actually had some chance to test teams out. Yeah. And I think because we're starting to get to know each other a lot better, yeah, it might be one of those things. I'm going to bounce this idea off of that person, or bounce this idea off that person, and test. And we could have that testing. I think we've always. I found that our Nationals at the start, that everyone's pretty secretive of their team. They don't want to share, and so I think it feels like everyone wants to come in with a real surprise team, and it's not really like that. But it's I think that's where we all come from. I was worried at the 2019 ones was Vulture. I know Vulture. I was not looking forward to seeing a Vulture, but I didn't want to play Vulture. I had a Vulture team with me, and I was like,
just don't want to, just don't feel right, like just don't feel fun, right?
It's like a playstyle. It's a playstyle that lets me win, but I didn't want to play it.
But it's like Jason. Like I know Jason is like a good figure. I just cannot play Jason Winegard. Like I can't play that guy because like the turns take so long, and I feel so I don't feel comfortable playing like 15 minutes or 20 minutes turn. Yep, and then I will mind control this, and I'll mind control the other one. I'll mind control the other one. It's just like about like it's just I don't know. I hate that guy, so I cannot play. Although I know it might be like a meta piece, a top piece, and can win some stuff. I just can't play that piece, like for some reason.
Well, that's the good thing with the rules being updated, is I believe they've taken out where Vulture can charge and then build up his charges. You can't do the charge anymore.
It's changed it to a free act. It's a free action. You can something you can't do it again.
It's still a discussion, I think, about Vulture.
I think that's the same with Jason with his mind control. If I remember how that plays correctly, it's been a while. So,
I think in the end, when we get together for a Nationals, we only do it once a sort of year. Everyone doesn't want to come and play the nastiest stuff, and there's a strange sort of gentleman's agreement. And I'll go back before you guys. One of the Nationals, when Felix Force was out. And everyone sort of had decided not to play Felix Force, even though he was the best piece out.
I've heard about this.
And one guy did played it in the finals, which is fine because it was there to be played, and he won, and that was cool. But it was sort of like one of those things. no one had said don't play him, but everyone had decided not to play him. And I didn't look dirty on that guy or anything like that. I thought, hey, you play the best pieces, you play him, go for it. I just wasn't a piece that I wanted to play. And so I think we come together and sort of go, let's have some real good fun here. Let's still play hard, but let's have some fun.
Yeah.
So,
and I think like last nationals, I think Alan was a bit unlucky because I was prepared for Vulture. I think like we had two Vulture teams, and it was like Alan played, and if I'm not wrong, Chris also played. The other Chris, and both me and Terry, we played them, and we were prepared. We were really prepared for a Vulture. Said I know every movement I need to do if I face a Vulture team. I know what map I need to pick. I know what I have to do. I have to keep outwitting Vulture charge for the rest of the game, no matter what. And I had Unseen on my team, like with a 10 range and ignores like elevation and stuff. Ignore characters, elevation and some stuff. And I said, okay, I'm okay playing against Vulture because otherwise he was just going to wipe me. So that's it.
And Alan and I had practiced Vulture teams, and he was feeling comfortable playing Vulture. He'd taken me a few times in different combinations of Vulture, and so he felt comfortable. And I was like, I don't want to. So yeah, I ended up playing. Well, I know on the sad day after we finished, and I think I won my way through and sealed, so that was fine. But yeah, Max said to me, "Don't play Vulture." He said, "Play something else other than Vulture," and he said to me. I was like, "Okay, well, I trust his instincts. He knows how to play the game pretty well for a 16-year-old." And so yeah, that's why I went with my robots of my robot team, but which was just something fun and different. I just had
and worked well for you.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I just had to play my own son twice, so he was not happy. But yeah, so I think that's why when we get together, there's a lot to that. The consistent playing, there's different teams, having people to bounce their ideas off of, and then when we do get together, we just want to enjoy that time because we don't do it that often.
But what do you think? Just a quick one. What do you think if someone comes to nationals with, let's say, Secret 16 with 2 Scarabs, Sky Tyrant, 2 Gigantas and stuff? Will people be prepared for that one? Or do you think that the access to pieces is still something that can determine that person will win because he had the pieces? Like, what do you think about this?
You know what? It's you can bring whatever you want. It's always going to come down to dice rolls no matter what. I remember playing a guy back in Edmonton, and what his strategy was to take dice rolls out of the game. I can't remember how he played it, but for some reason I got up on elevation. I was able to shoot him, and then he's like, well, that's pretty much game because I got one guy off of his team because that's all he wanted to do was just take out the dice rolls. And I mean, I think he did some consulting for WizKids back then. So
okay.
Yeah, it's just his type of play style that he didn't want me to have any dice rolls. He didn't want any dice rolls, and that's just the way it went. So that's
crazy.
Yeah, you're always going to be lady luck and see how things roll, right?
You can certainly build the best team you can, and it will always come down to dice rolls wherever you hit. You can throw your Sky Tyrant across, but if he rolls a critical miss, it is one of those things with dice rolls. Can you build? Yeah, so if you buy and build the biggest team and bring it along, how would people look on you? I think that'd be fine. Right? You're going, well, good luck to you if you've built that. Go for it. That's what it should be about, and people should be prepared for things like that.
Okay.
Have an understanding of that it can be there.
Now, for the main event for nationals, you'd have 300-point modern. Would you guys want to put any limitations on that? Like go Highlander, go theme team, go. I don't know what else you could put on there. But
I would do this as a side
leave it wide open.
As a side event, I would say.
I think if it's 300 points nationals for our national event, it's everything that's in modern is there, and you just go for it. I just think that's once we start putting stipulations on it, just changes what the meta will be for those changes. So you might as well go, here's overfield you've got. Because if you go, well, you can't play this piece, then that affects how cool. Then I can play this piece because that one was the cover for the piece.
Of course.
So
and we can do a side event, right? Like a big side event, like with Pauper or this kind of thing, right? So Silver Age.
You'd have a full weekend to do everything. So you'd have that, and you'd have battle royals and stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah, so I just think if we're having Australian Nationals, it's a 300-point modern, build the best team you can, and let's come and get it on. And that's what we're there to play, and so that's always been my thinking for that. I've learned. I remember the first Nationals I went to, and I brought just a nice, friendly team, and got absolutely crushed. And then understand that I need to up my game a bit more.
But the thing about go ahead. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah, no, go ahead, Raf.
Yeah, I was just remembering do you remember that time that you were kind of like returning to the meta game and you tried your Thanos stuff, and I was like, okay, here is Black Widow, right? So and then I kind of like destroyed you and you barely play it, and then you started thinking about stuff and then come back with a much better team and this kind of thing. That's basically like the feeling that I have about, like you play the same people, they get better, we all get better together, but there's you reach a limit where you basically know what the other one will do in this,
Yeah, I believe, Raf, what I said to you back then was steel sharpens steel. So you play against the good players, you'll get good yourself. That's pretty much what it is. So I mean, me playing Thanos against your Black Widow when it was broken, because it is broken. I will never say it's not broken.
It's not. It's fun.
Oh yeah.
The fix isn't too bad. The fix hasn't been too bad to it.
It hurt a little bit. It hurt a little bit.
Yeah, it hurt you because you enjoyed having all those tokens.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, having to be the 2 tokens. Is it the 2 tokens at the start?
That hurts.
Yep. And so it just it helped Darkseid when we had our game. It helped Darkseid to survive.
Yes. Right.
Because I had enough clicks to get through, and you didn't want to use up all your things, all your tokens to try to kill Dust. So I think that's a good fix. But I can understand before that, Chris, that it would be a horrible thing.
Yeah, well, it was. But like I said, steel sharpens steel. That's you play the best players, and then you get the best results from doing that. And yes, you might play Raf so much that you figure out what his strategy is each game, then you try to figure out another route to go through it somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, I never figured out Black Widow, but that's just me. Luckily, I only had to play one Black Widow in that U.S. Nationals, whatever it was, on Roll 20. So I was lucky that way.
And that can be the case. It's at a Nationals, you may never come across the team that is the rock to your scissors. And I know every time I've come away from Nationals, I've spoken to Alan about it, and we just haven't played the same people. Like, I remember one year he went up against like 3 Iron Pharaohs. That was a long time ago. But he went and there was 3 Iron Pharaohs in the thing, and he went up against all of them. And I never played one of them in that Nationals.
Yeah, it's crazy how some things work out. That's for sure.
So it's what you come up with. So at the moment we've started our season 5 of the Unmetted League, playing a 300-point modern, which was the whole idea was not to play that for this, but it's good to get a round of it in. So we've already had one round go through. I know, Chris, you're not a part of this round. Are you? You're not part of it.
No, I had to step away for this one. Yeah.
That's fine.
I pretty much had to
but
step
Raf-
away from season 4 also because I just
Yeah,
had
yeah.
zero time. So
And that
when I
makes
looked at
sense.
my loss record of 0, 0,
Yeah.
4, 0 points, I'm like, yeah, I deserve that.
And it happens, life happens, and
So
it's going to
yeah.
happen. Raf, you're playing. So I guess this is the time. Probably spill your team. What are you playing for this season 5?
Yeah.
And how'd you go in this first round?
Just quickly, are you guys playing each other in the next round?
No.
No. I'm playing
No?
Daring.
Okay.
I'm
I
playing
thought you guys
Daring.
did.
Who are you
Oh,
playing?
okay.
Daring.
You're playing Terry.
No,
Darren.
Daring.
You're playing Darren.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm playing. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm playing Terry.
Okay.
But I'm happy to spill
Okay.
my team because I don't think it matters because
No, it doesn't matter.
I can't change my team now. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all locked in.
So I am playing scientist team.
Okay.
And I just recently built this team. Actually, I didn't like build. What happened is that like Daniel was playing a guy in the US, I think, and he lost kind of like bad to this guy, and he was like, just talking to me. He said, "Oh my god, I just lost to a guy who was playing like scientist, and that team was so nasty. He crossed the map turn 1." And I said, "Look, why you don't tell me the team? Like, I really want to know this one, right?" And I like nasty stuff, right? And he's like, "Oh, okay, here is the team." And so basically, what I did, I just tweaked it a little bit to kind of like get something a little bit more my play style. After trying the team, I said, "Okay, I need to change this piece. It's not working really well for me." And then I changed 1 or 2 pieces. So
I put Black Widow in there.
if I could.
So what is your team? What's the team then, Raf?
So the team is basically Valeria Richards for double perplex, Mr. Oz for TK and 2 extra spaces in the probs, 2 flashes. So that flash that's 30 points and the other one with 20 points. The TK one. So what means I can TK for 10 at the beginning of the game. TK in 10 spaces away. And then comes Spot from the Carnage set. Spot can free phasing teleport half of his speed. So you TK Spot 10, free phasing teleport for more 5, and you're just in the starting area of the opponent. Basically with Spot.
He can
flurry. He can flurry. And he can flurry with the space with the power gem for 4 damage. 15 attack, 4 damage.
Right. So that's
with double perplex
attack.
Yeah, perplex up. So he's 10 attack, but what you can do, the other thing that I do, I also TK. So I equip Flash with Octopus Arms, and I TK Flash as well. Flash can charge and charge Flurry again. So what I do, I put Spot next to Flash, and Flash copies Sinister Syndicate from Spot. It means that I can use the 12.
Attack power.
I can use 12 plus 2, so it's going to be 14 plus 1 of the power gem. It's 15.
Oh, I'm glad to see Spot getting action. I really like him.
Yeah.
I was looking at him with,
and he can do flurry from walls, right? So you don't even need line of fire or anything. It's just like within 4 squares. So I can hide behind a wall and do my flurry without any probs from the opponent. After that, I complete my team with Puppet Master that can mind control through walls. And 2 Gigantas, like the prime one and the other one, to Colossal Retail, because like I will throw my guys up front. So if you hit me, I'll just bring her in the next round to kind of like finish the job.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it a
Nice.
lot.
So turn 1, I just equip, and I still have like first turn immunity if I am first player. Turn 2, I just go and cross the map and punch. So that's it. That's the strategy.
Okay, so with that, if you were to lose spots somehow really quickly, do you have a plan?
That's what happened, right? Because like I throw spot so fast, spot and flash will do the first strike, right? But I'm assuming that I will lose basically 50 points spot and 30 points flash. I'm kind of like assuming I'm losing 80 points on the beginning of the game, probably. Both have senses. What's good because this can save me. So you need to go through senses if you don't have auto it. The other thing is that you punch me, but you're gonna be so close to your starting area. Your team will be so close to each other that Gigantas will come in the next round to retaliate and do some damage.
Yep. So it's
Both can come. Come, right? But even if I lose my 2 guys, I can come back and do more damage, then usually I lose the points. So
yep, you're taking more than you lose.
Yeah, kind of. Like that's something that I have to consider, but that's the whole strategy. That's fine. I'm okay losing the guys. I know that I'm probably losing them. Hoping for a senses is not like the best strategy. I hope I have a roll senses. If I roll, it's better. That's fine. Good for me. But I think I'm considering I'll already lose like 80 points. But look, I already flurried 1 or 2 guys for 4 damage at this stage.
You're gonna take.
And then Flash can do like 9 damage because he charge and then charge flurry for 3, 3, and 3. So it's gonna be like 9 damage.
So you're certainly putting a world of hurt on the team or taking a few people out. You're going to take more points than you'll give up. And then you've got your retails to come
That's the
through.
idea. Yeah. That's the whole idea.
Yep. Sorry, Chris. Okay, so my team, I'm happy to share my team. I've got to pull it up here. Yep. I think I went on a strategy of I really like all these people. I'm going to just see how they all get shoved onto a team together and see how it does. And I'm thinking about that Alpha Strike and going, okay, how do I get through that? Mm-hmm. So this is my thing. Or that's what I was thinking about as a bonus team. So I've got 3 Wendigos, Dark Phoenix. So that's sort of my big guys.
Okay.
And then I have, let's look at it here. I have Ultra Humanite at 25 points. He's the mind control through everything type person, and that's valuable to have.
Okay.
I've got Valeria Richards as well.
Just 1 Ultra Humanite or 2?
Just 1.
Okay.
Just one Ultra Humanite.
Yeah,
so it's become a little. This team's a little. It's got this little strategy here. You'll see it in a second. I have the Valeria Richards, the 40.1. He does the double perplex.
Yeah.
Have the Hulk from the Fantastic Four, the 40-point version that can bash through walls.
Which number is this one?
He's 56E.
Oh, 56E. Okay.
Yeah, he's got the improved movement blocking and destroys blocking.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
Thinking things like, well, if someone plays Molecule Man and puts a whole lot of blocking up, he can go through and smash it.
Yep.
Or he can just smash through a wall to charge through and things like that. So he hopefully takes things out. I've got Bishop. So Bishop to drop shards. So if people want to shoot me, they've got to get in close because that gives the Wendigos some cover as they start to move up the field. That was the thinking. Nathaniel Richards, because if I was coming up against a Secret Six team, he could move over and change it he can move it and just get rid of an object straight away. Was my thinking with that. And Hulk has super strength, so he can grab an object straight away too.
Which version of Nathaniel? The
25 points.
25,
Yep.
yeah.
My highest point character on my team is 40 points.
Okay.
I got three.
Yep.
So yeah, it's and
It's
so
interesting.
yeah, Nathaniel Richard. Yeah, it's so I've got, and so it still keeps going. So I've got two left. I've got High Evolutionary.
Okay.
30 points. The normal one. He's got
30 points?
Yeah, 30 points. He is amazing for 30 points.
What is the idea of having him? It's just like
Also,
because he's good.
Well, okay. Yeah, so so the idea, and so lastly I've got the Commissioner as well, because again, he's good. He's monster. He has leadership. He drops a rookie. He can use that power action to give someone with a keyword that shares a keyword. Oh, hang on, Wendigo share a keyword with the Commissioner. Excellent.
Yeah.
So that works out there. So the thing I found with playing Wendigos is you have to get those tokens on, and so I've got to work out how that happens. And my strategy is, well, obviously it's not theme, so probably losing map, which and I go +3 isn't much.
Yeah. Why I cannot find the Commissioner here? How
the Commissioner is Wonder Woman. He's number 60. 67.
Yeah,
number 67.
67.
25 points. He's ridiculous, and he's my outwit on my team. Basically, I'll probably lose map. So, like you said, you'll equip.
Oh, it's not a team. It's just a bunch of.
Just a bunch of.
Okay.
I think the Commissioner is really good. I think the High Evolutionary is really good. I think Bishop's really good.
Okay.
I think Dark Phoenix is really good. I like Wendigo. So it's just, these are things I really like. But it sort of gives me some different strike teams. So
if you play against like a Jason Winegard that can mind control your whole team and kill each other, what are you gonna do?
I just have to. Well, so
you're gonna die.
The thing that yes, okay, yes, but there is that. Well, so first of all is who have to get in close, because I've got I'll have shard. So my first turn is Bishop moves and drops shards. So already I've got that 5 protection.
Yeah,
and I've got Dark Phoenix there who can shoot for 10. So as you move in, I can still shoot you from a fair distance away. So you go, well, I'm going to bring it indoors so that you can't use Dark Phoenix to shoot. So I've got Hulk. I've got the Hulk who's going to start bashing down all the walls to make that open up for me. I've got Ultra Humanite who doesn't care about walls, so he's going to just sidestep up and mind control you and start hitting yourself.
Okay, nice.
Does that make sense? So I've got Valeria who goes, Ultra Humanite's a scientist, so I'll make his attack 13, or no, 12. Hulk's a scientist, I'll make his attack 13, he'll charge in and hit. I'll make the High Evolutionary's attack 13, he'll running shot and hit.
Okay.
That gets the token on. That gets the wounded token on for the Wendigos.
Okay.
And then that allows them to then start sidestepping and moving and doing more attacks.
Oh yeah, so, and your probs come from the High Evolutionaries, right?
Yeah, and who cares? I'm going to be, hopefully, I've got 3 Wendigos.
Yeah, that's
hopefully
fine.
They're going to make 8 attacks in the turn or whatever it is. And
that's true.
And then you have a bench.
Well, you also have the prob from the rookie also.
Yes, and that's. I actually didn't pop him out. I should have popped him out. I won't do that. So what I will say, it's got lots of working parts, but to avoid that sort of alpha strike that you were talking about, I'm going to come up and flurry for 2. I can spread them out. So that first turn is about moving, grabbing objects. If I was playing Secret 16, spreading out. So you got to go. Do I go for the Wendigo on the left? Do I go for the Wendigo on the right? Do I go for the Wendigo in the middle? Do I go try to get all past him and take Dark Phoenix on the outside?
Do you have super strength?
Yeah, I do with Hulk.
Oh, Hulk. Okay.
Hulk's got he's got traded super strength elite climb.
Okay. So interesting. That's good.
It does cover, and so Hulk can move out 10 squares, destroy blocking terrain, be in hindering, and be stealthed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
If you want to shoot him, you've got to come close to me, and you've got to be within 5 squares and be able to see through hindering to shoot him.
And he has outwit as well, so.
Well, yeah, and then if he comes in and hits you, he can outwit your stuff.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so but that gets so he can be up there to get a token on. Again, it comes down to Wendigos getting token on, and so persons for me, I'm going that my opposition person is trying to pick the lesser of two evils. Do I go and try to get to his back row and take Dark Phoenix out? If I do, I'm in the middle of Wendigos, and they're just going to come for me. Do I take? Who do I take?
And you don't even
So
have
hopefully-
objects to equip, right? You just go.
No, there's no equipping in this team. It's just
Yeah.
picking up objects because Nathaniel Richards goes, well, if you're not playing Scarab, cool, Nathaniel Richards has got 3 chances to go. I'm going to give Precision Strike to High Evolutionary to match his Psychic Blast, and he'll running shot and shoot. So I'll get some options of that as well. Yeah, so it's a team that gives you lots of different options to take. Yeah, and that's why we need to play against each other more often, because I have no idea if this will work.
Yeah, and how was your first game? Because like daring teams is really good, right? Like that Apocalypse is like I don't know how many clicks long, that stuff. So
I don't know who's going to listen to this, but yeah, so he was playing. You're playing him next, aren't you? Yeah, so he's playing the Apocalypse Prime at 250 and Carnage from the Fast Forces at 50. So yeah, it came down. It was about hitting.
Yeah, okay.
And we played, and so he took out Wendigo.
Yeah, because like he's just one shot your guys, right? Like he's just one shooting every time, right?
Well, one he couldn't shoot them, but was and he had, because that Apocalypse they have to be within 5 squares to shoot as well. So it was about,
he needs to.
He's got. Well, he has that.
By opposing characters.
So it had to be in close, and
I
managed to hit him with Hulk. I think get the wounded token on, so then my Wendigos could start to come. But it took right to the end for it to happen, because they're only doing 3 damage, and he has 4 clicks of invincible at the start. So take 1.
And he's protected everything, right? Protected outfit, protected mind control, pain psych, a lot of stuff.
So for my team, Ultra Humanite sort of was no use other than to TK someone up.
Yeah.
So I was probably lucky that there was still some time. It was like right on the end. I really enjoyed playing against him. So yeah, it certainly made me change. So this team gives me a chance to change all those strategies around for like that one-man army, but then to have think about your team going.
That's gonna be interesting, because I think I'm gonna struggle. I don't think I have enough damage to take him down, and he has like steel energy, so he will heal back and stuff. I'm struggling with one-man army. I don't think like one-man army can kind of like win a championship, but I think that against some teams they have like a solid chance of winning.
I think with your team you should be fine, because if you do, it's got invincible. So once you get through the invincible, then you can use exploits and things like that. So and it's 4 clicks of invincible. If Spot comes and flurries him, it's like, what'd you say, 15 to 19?
It's gonna be 4 and 4 damage, so he will be down to like 1, 2, 1, 2. He's gonna be down to click 5, right? And then Flash needs to come. Actually, I need to send Flash out first. Flash does 3 and 3 and 3. So 1, 1, and 1 if I can get to him. So it's going to be click 4. And then plus 2. So I can get him to click 7 with my first strike, let's say. But I still have to finish up before he hit me a lot and heal back. So
yeah, but he'll only hit once.
Oh, okay.
Only heal 1, and then you go on again.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
you should have, from the sounds of it, you have enough to do it.
Okay.
But again, as Chris says, comes down to dice rolls.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, that's my team. So something a little bit different, and hopefully we'll just see how it goes.
Yep.
Sorry, can I ask, what was Darren playing with the Apocalypse?
He was playing the Carnage from the Fast Forces set.
50 points Carnage.
Yeah, 50 point. Yeah, from the Fast Forces.
004 E.
Yeah, and so
Yep.
I couldn't mind, and he's got Battle Fury for his whole dial, so I couldn't mind control him either. So
Unless you outwit Battle Fury, right?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
But then you still have shape change, so you can spend an
So-
outwit on Battle Fury and still hit shape change.
There was a lot of rolling, put
Yeah.
it that way, which is good.
Did you
Well,
manage
so
to
that
kill
sounds-
that guy?
Yeah, so I got Carnage first.
Okay.
He came, I moved in, and he killed a Wendigo, I think, with the Carnage.
Hmm.
And yeah, I can't remember exactly how it worked, but yeah, got Carnage, and then it took the rest of the game to try to get Apocalypse. So he's viable. Apocalypse is
It's
pretty
viable,
strong
right?
At
Yeah.
250,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
250 is pretty strong.
Yeah.
Okay, that's our
Cool.
our teams for this Unmeta League. It's over last week. We've had the comprehensive rules come out. Has there been anything that's popped up for you that's been significant as a significant change to the rules? Is there anything that you'd like to discuss about the comprehensive rules that have come out in the last, I think it was week? Was it last week? Week before?
A week before.
Yeah. So, any thoughts about the rules changes, boys?
It's a lot to go over. I'm still trying
It
to
is
wrap my head around a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about, is there two things that stand out to you as something that is worth knowing about now?
Okay, I think like new stuff that. So I can tell about like things that I like it, right? I like
Okay.
the willpower stuff. It's really good. It's pretty straightforward that you can just do two actions without thinking about like pushing damage and stuff. That just sounds really good and makes the game kind of like flow. You know, it's pretty straightforward. I really like this. Don't have to think like, oh, this is gonna take pushing damage, or sometimes you even forget about Indomitable and like, oh, now I have to take pushing damage and this kind of thing. So it's really just flows naturally. Two actions, that's it. You know, like that's it. So I like this thing a lot. And also the powers that now interact to each other made the characters quite like powerful. Too powerful sometimes. That you kind of like have like robot Magneto running shot for 13, you know, like
with his ranged combat expert.
yeah, range combat expert, and this kind of like powers that are interact. So charge with penetrating damage, this kind of stuff.
I think as it goes forward, we'll probably see less of that.
Yes,
I don't know how
agree.
they were thinking about these rules changes, and so you'll see that will be less on dials. I think having so many powers,
definitely. I like it. The pulse wave doing just one damage. I was not a big fan of like having someone pulse wave it like in. Oh, okay. Now, there are some characters I could not even play because, let's say I was playing Terry and he was so good, like with positioning. And when he played something with Pulse Wave, he just Pulse Wave me every character that I wanted to try. So I say, oh, let me try Onslaught. He found a way to Pulse Wave me and kill my guy in one turn. You know what's the feeling? You want to quit the game immediately. I said, okay, you won. Okay, you won. It's like, okay, you won. That's it. Let's start again. Because like you wave the main character in one turn. So now pulse wave feels so good and so fair. Okay, one damage. That's fine. I'm not even scared about pulse wave anymore, like.
Yeah, you know what? I don't like that change. I did like having the pulse wave because it was the ultimate silver bullet to pretty much anything. I mean, if you could position yourself good enough that you could attack the one person, then yeah, they should take the full damage of everything coming at them. If it's more than one, then yeah, one damage each would work. That's the way I always felt and still feel, but You got to go with the rules, I guess. So
Yeah,
Yeah, it was certainly the great
it was a
equalizer
great
you could have on your
equalizer.
team.
Exactly. That's what I thought it was.
I was like, can I fit in this pulse waver just in case I need them? Or sometimes it was like, I'm going to fit this pulse waver in because they're my main strategy. I'm going out and pulse waving you.
but it just make like the other person feel so dumb, right? So, why I made this mistake? Like, how I positioned my guy here, and how did you get to me? Like, you just feel so stupid, you know? Like, I don't know. Like,
I've been on the end of many, six
We've
pulse
all been
waves.
on the end of, we've all been on the end of those pulse waves. Like, it's a part of the game. It's not.
Well,
So I sit on the fence a bit myself. I liked having it there as something in reserve, and having it there was always felt nice. But I do agree. I just didn't. Yeah, it happened to me. I think 3 times in the Prince tournament. I thought I had the placement, and I can get to that square. Bang! Lost. Punisher War Machine straight away. Boom.
And with the no perplex on damage, probably they could have kept the pulse wave stuff, because like you cannot perplex damage anymore. So characters will have, let's say, 3-4 damage like those days. That should be okay to be pulse waved for 3 or 4, right? But like pulse wave for 6. That was really terrible. Like that terrible feeling of like being pulse waved for 6. Like
if they did something like printed damage, you couldn't perplex it up, or you couldn't. You can't. So I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's there. So okay, so the pulse wave change. So you're a fan, Raf, Chris,
yes,
not a fan.
I like it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so okay, well,
theme teams, the map stuff. I think I like it. The theme teams that only gives you max 3, and also
I think that balances out really well.
That's good.
I do like that.
Really good idea. Along with the theme team that I really like it, that like it's just becoming like a normal prob now. You just have 3 extra probs and that's it. You can prob yourself. So it was a little bit confusing with giving tokens and, another character should prob. You cannot prob yourself with theme team and this kind of thing. So now it's just like, okay, you have like 3 normal probs. That's really good. Like made the game really dynamic. I like it like really much.
Yes, I think it's certainly I find I burn through them pretty quickly because I have them. And
yeah, me too.
Well, you might as well use them up while you got them, right? So
that's right, and it doesn't cost me to use them, which I've really enjoyed. And so you still have that bit of I can position here to block. It just makes it so much easier to just go, okay, if I feel more confident in going in, right, I'm going to have, so my first hit's going to be 6 rolls of the dice more than likely, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that first one hits.
Yeah. One I didn't like was, I think, precision strike in more than one character. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't know why, but maybe because I play multiple Dark Phoenixes, I don't like it.
That sounds fine to me.
Yeah.
What was the change with precision strike? Because it kind of reads the same to me.
You can target multiple characters, right? You couldn't in the past. It was a single target. If I'm not wrong, precision strike was single target. Now you can.
Okay.
You can multiple target with precision strike. So what
I
people
actually like that then.
You know what people are doing? So let's say you get someone that don't even have range but has precision strike, right? And you throw an object with precision strike. So you kill like a Dark Phoenix with a garbage can. It's so stupid. Like okay. You throw like a garbage can in the head of Dark Phoenix and kill her, something like this.
So old position strike was when this. Sorry, Chris.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So the old one was when this character attacks a single character, damage taken from the attack can't be reduced, and the new one just says when this character attacks.
Yeah, you can just
Okay.
use like an object attack. So even characters without range can do it. Just do an object attack with precision strike. So I think I had Daniel killing me with like he moved it up with someone, and then Micron followed. I think Atom or Micron, they have precision strike, right? So they followed. He picked up an object and throw at Dark Phoenix and said, okay, I killed her. I didn't even roll impervious or anything. I said, it's not like doesn't make sense. You killed her with a garbage can, like. Said,
I love that. That's great.
That's
Chris, you were going to say something?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say to kill multiple things with precision strike, there's only a gem that gives you the extra target, right?
yes, but if you have extra bolts, you also do, right?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, let's say you have 3 bolts or something like this, and you have precision strike, you also get this as well.
Yeah, you get one for each. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and so I didn't like this one very much. What else? The other one that was like quite good to have is like the destroy objects. That now it's quite hard to get rid of objects. I mean, the TK destroy. This doesn't exist anymore. TK destroy objects is not a thing anymore, so you can't do it. And something that I raised today during the championship, I saw like the tournament today. I saw someone doing something quite wrong, and then I posted in the Rock channel, and they I think the guys were not aware of is the TK.
Yep.
TK. I saw someone using the old rules of TK. Do you remember, like, as in the previous rules, you could TK stuff like over your head, right? It was like, let's say, an object would fly over your head, and then you can TK. So you don't need line of fire from the original object where it was to the final destination. But then now you need to kind of like actually make the triangle to make sure that the TKer, the object, and the person that is receiving the object, they all have line of fire to each other. So that's something.
No, I think that's always been the way it has been. I think probably that they were playing it just wrong.
No. In the previous rules, it didn't require line of fire from. So if for objects specifically, because do you remember, like in the previous rules, the rules for objects were different than characters, right? So from the previous rules, if you read the text for object TK, it doesn't say that the target needs line of fire to the final destination for objects.
Yeah. So last rules used to be able to just pick up an object within range line of fire and then give a ranged object action at no cost. So it's like you've gone pulling it over to you or wherever it is and throwing it. So you could throw it from behind you.
Yes,
and over
exactly.
Your head at someone.
You could. And that's why that's what the guy did today. So he was TKing something behind him. And I was like, no, this doesn't have like line of fire. And then I posted the rules and etc. And the guys started debating, and they were like, oh yes, I think like no one noticed this, and a bunch of people did it wrong. So now need to be the kind of like triangle stuff with the TK.
Yeah, well that's the way I've always played it.
Okay.
You gotta see the space from the character and from the object or character you're TKing. You always got to have that triangle.
Yeah.
That's the way I've always played it. So
you were ahead of your time, so.
I guess so.
Ahead of your time. I think the only other thing that, so I probably need to put more reading into the comprehensive rules, but the thing that came up for me was the breaking away, and that it's definitely that you cannot attack after breaking away, which there was some speculation before the comprehensive rules was come out, and I know I explored that at least once or twice. I'm going to charge. No, I didn't make it. I'm still going to punch you.
Yep. And no free actions, right? That's something as well.
Yeah, but that was the one that came up for me. I hadn't had. That's what I read was that if you fail breakaway, you can't attack. But the other thing is that you can't have that character can't do free actions for the rest of that turn. So that was new for me.
Yep.
And I hadn't seen that before, because usually I've gone, cool, I'm going to try to break away. I can't do that. Okay, well, I'm going to outwit your Blades, Claws, Fangs, so you can't slash me to death. Now I have to make that decision beforehand. That was intriguing for me.
Yeah, that's interesting. Also, I remembered another one about the outwit. That's really good that you can outwit people when you are adjacent to them.
Yes, that's. I think
that's really good.
It's really good, right?
It's an about time change.
It just feels good, feels right.
Yes, I can't see Batman from 6 squares away, but if I'm next to him, he's in the same square and he's hiding behind that bin, I can still pick him up and go, right, I'm taking away your cloak. So
of course.
I like that.
Taking away your bat belt.
That's right. I'm going to steal it from you. I just think that's that's been a long awaited change.
Yeah.
I look forward to using it more often.
That was interesting, and something that I still forget, to be honest, and hopefully I will start playing more and more and remember. But I had this the other day. I was like, okay, I'll be here in stealth. I'm safe, like I felt so safe in stealth. Yes. And then Terry just came like next to me and said, "I'll tweet like something," and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I'll tweet stealth. I was like, "Oh my god, no!" I felt so safe here, in this bush.
I think that's good because it keeps keeps play moving, and it keeps that change, and so you aren't feeling as secure anymore when you're hiding in the bush.
Yeah.
I like the flyers can carry flyers.
Oh, that's cool.
Reduction.
That's game changer.
Yeah,
that's game changer, right? That's
reduction. The no reduction to
that's
speed
the big one.
has been. Yep.
But I mean, I didn't mind if you're carrying 2 guys, you -2, because there should always be a sort of drawback if you're carrying someone. But
agree.
I don't mind the way it is now. It's pretty good, I'd say.
It makes things easier, right? So just calculate the full speed and that's in go, like.
I'm trying to think of something else.
But I think like every change make the game pretty much like straightforward and quicker. During the tournament today, I saw like bunch of games and a bunch of actions. Like it was really different game in terms of like action, because I actually see people fighting. So they were not hiding. They were not, walling up and just stay in the back, like point denial and this kind of thing. They are sending teams forward. Like I actually saw action in the games. If you watch the videos like the guys did today, there's a bunch of videos out there for you to watch, like Mr. Clix and also like other YouTube channels. You're gonna see some really nice, like first turn move up and punch, and like people really going forward, not just doing barrier and going to a corner and trying to hide. It was a really different, game, I think, with all the changes. Really, really good one.
One thing I don't understand, and it's still bothering me a little bit, is Indomitable for older sets. So, Indomitable it gave you willpower.
Okay.
Now, since they changed the symbol just to be a shield and that's it, I'm not sure how the older stuff works, because you got stuff like Red Goblin, Venom, Captain Marvel. They have the Indomitable, but no willpower, and that bothers me a little bit. So I believe that the older figures that have the Indomitable symbol should have that willpower roll off, but they don't, unless I'm reading that wrong. Am I?
No, you're quite right. They don't. So it's probably that thing about point costs, and it feels now that my character that had Indomitable, which had a higher point cost because it was Indomitable, That's what I always think over a character that didn't have it. Now it feels like that character's costs too much to play in some ways.
If you go with Absolute Carnage, that's 200 points.
Yep.
Yeah, you got 11 clicks, but...
And he can go every turn because he's got Indomitable, but now everyone can go every turn. So you're going, well, that seems it's made his life a lot harder in some ways.
Yeah, because you can only go those 2 turns and then you got to clear. Where if you have the Indomitable with willpower, then you should be able to roll for it. That's the one change that bothers me for that. For what happens with the older figures in the past, instead of just Wonder Woman and then it all becomes standard.
Yeah, it feels like they should have something to...
Yeah, the roll, right? The dice roll would be okay. Like, you just rolled it.
No, I don't know if it would be. It's going to, like... Because then, cool, I've got my 7 characters on my team that all have Indomitable, so that's my 7 roll. It would be a lot of dice rolling. It'd be like...
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think that's what they're part of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think that's why they've left it and said, well, no, if you already had Indomitable beforehand, bad luck. Everyone's got it now. And so, yeah, certainly the clicks, the pieces that had willpower have become better.
Yeah.
And I look at things like, for me, I like playing, some strange things, but MODOK was one that I've looked at and thought, wow, he's so much better now. He couldn't push beforehand, he'd take damage, but now he can push, and he's got great size, so he can start taking tokens off himself. And I'm going, okay, so if he's actually starts to become more viable playing, so that's but there needs to be some balance for those figures that had Indomitable and have paid for, I guess, in their Clix points.
Yeah,
I do air quotes to myself.
Yeah, but I think this will be adjusted from the new sets and on, right?
Yeah.
So this will be balanced.
Yeah,
so
it will be.
So it will be, this feeling will be just for like few sets until everything rotates out, and then
You're looking at probably
you're looking 3 years down the road.
Yes,
for
correct.
everything to rotate out for what it is now.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
So for my stuff, what I'm leaning towards mostly now is Cosmic, because you get the willpower from the Cosmic team ability, and then you can roll that. I mean, I forget to roll the willpower all the time, but that's one thing I'm looking for now is to go with Cosmic.
Yeah.
And Galactus is that Herald, being a Herald now is even better for that. Because you get to roll for it.
That's cool as well.
No, that makes total sense.
Yeah, that's my one drawback for that. But
I've started to play. I've played multiple games now with the new rules, and I've found it hasn't been too much difference. Am I sad that I can't knock someone off the building and do damage to them a little bit? But I think it has. I do a lot of teaching of the game to people, and so it certainly has simplified things. And because I'm working with children, a lot of that time is teaching not little kids, but they go, why can't I move? Why can't I have 2 goes in a row? Because I say, well, that's because the rules state that, and if you do, you get damaged and have to explain. So, and they just want to go. So, this has certainly helped them. Oh, can I use that and that together? Yes, you can use that together now.
Yeah, cool.
2 weeks ago you couldn't, but now you can. And so, it's providing that opportunity for them. Yeah, so I see that side of it where new players are learning how to play the game, and it is a lot more simplified.
Nice.
Yeah, streamlining everything. That's good.
And I'm not coming over and going, cool, I'm going to knock you back, and if you fall off this building, it's going to be 2 damage. But if you hit this wall, it's 1 damage, or if you hit the side of the map, they just get knocked back. Okay, I got knocked back. And if they say, oh, I've got knocked back in 12, we just stop. That's fine. Yeah. It has simplified that teaching for me as I continue to go through. So,
do you remember the old energy explosion rules where it was if you target 2, or if you target 3 people, you'd get 2 damage from this one, 2 damage from this one, 2 damage from this one, and then you'd add up another 2.
Splash onto each other. Yeah. I do remember that.
That was the worst. trying to figure that stuff out.
I've hit these 3 characters here, and they're all next to each other. So it's they take 2 damage for initial, and then that's for the splash. Yeah, that was and
Jesus.
just and there was
Added up.
I reckon, and before I started playing, I used to be able to Plex your damage for energy explosion.
Wow.
I think, or enhance it. So yeah. I like it, energy explosion. It can be a really so that's the one I'm looking at with my team is to go. I haven't got it on my I've got access to it because Valeria could choose it if she wanted to, but I could give energy explosion. So this is for a high evolutionary. Nathaniel Richards could give him energy explosion, so he can running shot, any explosion, psychic blast. So it's which is cool. I like that part. That those combine now.
Everything works with everyone, which is great. So that's good.
And I've had debate about objects and why have they changed heavy objects to only be 1 damage. And I just said it just keeps it simple, rather than saying, well, you can have this object for 2, but you can only pick it up if you've got this. And I just say, well, just play yellow objects and light objects and just keep it at that.
It's interesting as well.
See, I miss the ultra heavies.
Well, that was always good fun.
I
Picking
miss
up
those.
a tank turret.
Yeah, the 3 damage.
You have a tank turret hits them for 3. And
3 on top of the 5.
Look, they've tried different things over time. Like they had the ultralight objects as well, which anyone could pick up. I can't remember what they did now. I think they just did 1 damage, but
just 1 damage.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it's
light objects. Yeah.
But just with having everything's just you pick an object up, it's 1 damage. It keeps it simple, and I like the changes that they have made, and I'll continue to try to refine my knowledge of them, I guess. Anyhow, boys, it's been a while. This has been a really great discussion. I don't know, do you want to talk about a piece tonight, or are you happy?
I'm happy. I'm happy with the discussions we had today. Really cool, really nice, flowed really well. Awesome.
So let's finish off there for tonight then.
Yep.
Because we're getting into that time. So Chris, thanks for joining us tonight. We look forward to your regular involvement in our discussions, and I look forward to discussing more of our gameplay throughout Australia with you and with Raf and when we're able to get Bobby back next time.
Thanks.
So,
awesome.
Is there anything you want to say before we finish off tonight, Raf?
Good night.
Good night. Okay. Check out. Okay. And Chris, is there anything you want to say before we head off?
Not much. Just keep your 6 on the ice. That's about it.
Okay. I like that. I like it. And so for our second Clix on the Barbie podcast, this is Ben Jones. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great one.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.